Hey, Juanita and Modano. Juanita first in the chat. Dennis Pike, good to see ya. And Ramprat. Ramprat, usually first in the chat. Missed it by 20 seconds. Hey, John Barrientos, how are ya? So I had all kinds of plans for doing stuff today, but my body just said stay in bed. And I clicked on YouTube, saw Sapan was live. Went from Yorkville to Victoria Park. That's a big walk. Hey, Dave and Bangor, Maine, how are you? And this is Northern Dancer Boulevard. Oh yeah, the sauce. I got a short of Henry doing the face, just drinking the sauce. Henry also went live earlier today. I did not see it. In typical Triple T fashion, it was several hours. Here's a streetcar loop. Hey, Stan. I was just talking about you. The King of North York. Just ended his live stream about 20 minutes ago at Victoria Park. Alex was there. Epic Ninja. Liam was there. There is a federal election coming up in Canada. And I have been hired to work as an information officer for the election day, and also for 4 days in a row for the early vote. And the early vote is happening actually Easter weekend. And I've done that historically for the municipal election. I do it here at this Mennonite church. But I don't know where I'm going to be doing it this time. And on Friday, April 12th, I actually go for some training near Maine and Danforth, where all those questions will be answered. Here is the pet store where Muzzy gets her food. It's a global pet food. And you can see Muzzy's food right there. ND. It's actually from Italy. Really good for its stomach. Europe has a much better standard for food for pets than does North America. These are very beautiful pears. Where my sister got married, the Corpus Christi Catholic Church. Hey, Sebastian, how are ya? There's the Speedy 501. And as you can tell, it's damp. It is not cold. It's damn cold. And here's the dentist office that I went to during the pandemic. Remember when everything was shut down? Dixon Cider, how are you? Hey, Miss Lobalov, hey, good to see you. Yeah, but remember when it was impossible to see a dentist or anybody? And everybody's wearing masks and getting appointments and getting inoculations. Well, this place was awesome. And I had a chip tooth. You gotta get those things taken care of. So, shout out to dentistry in the 6th. And we are here in the beaches in Toronto. And really the only reason to be out here on the street is to walk your puppy or to go to the Swiss Chalet. Sluglob doesn't live far from here, but north. And here is the Starbucks close to my house. There's another Starbucks in a little bit. Toronto Beach is the only neighborhood in Toronto that didn't lose their Starbucks because of the pandemic. That Starbucks is a sign that talks about Easter weekend, April 20th is the day of the parade. Here we are. So there you go. Miss Lobola would be Upper Beach. Leslieville would be behind me, west. Yeah, and so because I thought I would be able to go to the Easter parades, considering it's actually on a Sunday, and I don't typically work Sundays. But then I remembered I got hired for the election, and so I will be doing that. On election day, but with Sapan, I'm confident we'll be here to cover the parade. Not many people cover the parade because one of the issues you have is transit is screwed up that weekend. Like if you're here, if you're where I'm standing right now, you're stuck because there's nothing moving. There's no streetcar service, no bus routes. You're all messed up. So it's a bit of a commitment. Restaurant in the beaches called Sauvignon. Hey, Curtis Bear, how are ya? You're here for Swiss Chalet. Yes, you are. Yeah, just dog walking. That's really what people are doing today. In the past, I know, has done the Easter parade. It's a tiny little parade. They hand out chocolate. You know you're in a good neighborhood based on the kind of chocolate they hand out. And then the Santa Claus parade last year, they handed out Lindt chocolate. And I believe they hang out Cadbury eggs on the beaches. Live Active Sports Medicine Physiotherapy. That's where I go. And some physio done on an arthritic knee. That's a little tip. They helped me with that. I love that place. And it's right beside another favorite place, Bruno's, which is a grocery store. It's a butcher that sells things a grocery store sell. When I get my wings, that's where they come from. Beep boop. That's Epic Ninja in the house. I'm never sure if Epic Ninja's around the corner or if he's where he says he is. Well, Foodland, I think Foodland's getting torn down at some point. The builder made an application to the city, and I think the city didn't look upon it favorably. There's a block of stores right cornered at Lee Avenue and Queen that are mostly empty. They want to build something tall. Condos, of course. But then they lied about their true intentions. They didn't. The city demanded that they have a certain amount of parking spaces available, and they didn't. It was basically they had a half-assed approach to applying for this whole measure. So I think now it's in limbo until they get their shit straightened out. The local MP, or no, it was the local Democrat Bradford, the city councilor, was furious with these people. It's pretty simple. You put the application in, you have the drawings, you apply, they dot the T's, they have a public statement, a public meeting, and it gets done. And people don't like it. People in the beaches here don't really like old things being torn down for new things. Especially the Foodland is the only grocery store in the beaches. Actually, that's not fair, but one of the only places you can actually buy vegetables and things. It's a supermarket with a beautiful mural down the side of it, which will be gone when they tear it down. And here we go. There's a nice bar up there. Great ball. It's really good. Yeah, there's another grocery store, but it's not close. I consider the beaches, the heart of the beaches, to be Lee Avenue by Q Beach. And the other grocery store is about a 10-15 minute walk east. Which takes the convenience out of everything. Here's Q Beach Junior Public School, where my niece went to school. That was a long time ago. A couple years ago, she graduated from McGill, a really good university in Montreal. Hey, Vasily, good to see you. Yeah, we just passed Woodbine. And there's some good places to eat. There's Pizza Nova. Pizza Nova Burger Priest. Here is the Speedy 501 coming this way. Yeah, so I missed a whole lot of live going on today. And thought, well, I really want some Swiss Chalet. Maybe I'll just go live and walk there. Here we go. This is the sign I was talking about earlier. So 2 p.m. on Sunday, April 20th. I know Sapan will be there. I will be working the election. This is new. And here's the beach's dollar store, which should be called Nothing for a Dollar, because there's nothing for $1 there. It's like a high-end dollar store. If that makes any sense, which it doesn't. Pine Saw, good to see you. Lion on the beach. No, it's a stone lion. Lido's. Remember Lido's? Just look it up. Lido's on the beach. Oh.
So you can have like a master on suite in that floor, and then you do another.
Well, this is a Popeyes. Bye Popeyes. Yeah, that's right, with Level Up. Now the beach mall. I mentioned Lido's on the beach was a bit of a meat market. There's a new Irish pub in the neighborhood. The Wolf Tone. Limon, a new restaurant, a couple years old. Pretty popular. Here's the other Starbucks I was talking about. This is Mira Mira, which has forced Toronto to up its game. It's a fantastic place for brunch. Hey, coleslaw just hanging around. Yeah, it's a great restaurant, Mira Mira, Peruvian style. Here's Alex cheese. You need a 50-pound Reggiano Parmigiano piece of cheese. There it is. They got you. Here's a Georgian restaurant called Tiflisi. I've had food there. I was not impressed. we actually catered an event to my sister's place. So we had about 10 different dishes. And I'm not going back. Yeah, so this is where Lita was on the beach was. This will be the quickest mall walk you've ever seen. My squeaky feet. Close off, what are you talking about? Yeah, this is the beach mall. Yes, you just saw it. The Pizzaville is the anchor that keeps this place humming. I've never had pizza from Pizzaville. Free sex, free sex, free sex. The zombie apocalypse headquarters. Yeah, it's dead. Oh, hold on. What do we get? You get a panzerotto, cheese sauce, select beverage. A terribly written ad. No, okay, a new place. Tiara's Brunch and Bistro right over there. It's really good. Oh, Paul Blend, that's good to know. I've never had Pizzaville. I'll have to give it a try. So this place, Tiara's, I've been there a couple times now for brunch. Really well done. They're trying to make it kind of a place for chicks. In that they do a 3 o'clock tea, and they do a pretty good deal with it. Like they actually have high-end teas, and they do. If you've ever been to high tea, it's basically little tiny sandwiches and desserts and tea, and so that's what they're trying to do. And the place is packed a couple times that I saw on weekends with women who are just there to have tea. So I mean, you're not going to watch the game there. Oh, and this place, this is a great Italian restaurant. I mean, the loud signage is great. Your classics. Veal masala. Oh, double lamb chops, wild salmon, black cod, really good prices. Black cod for $24, that's fantastic. Really good spot. Charming parrot. More life on the street than I expected. pandemic, this was my trick. LCBOs, there were lineups for hours. People trying to get their booze on. But not at this location. And the reason was is there's no parking. It's one of the few LCBOs where you can't park, and so people gravitated towards these LCBOs with parking lots, and they literally waited for hours to get their stuff. But if you came here, you didn't have to. And I have no idea what's going on here. Oh geez, the LCBO tour. Vasily and I went to the LCBO on Cooper Street and looked around. Hey Samuel, how are you? What happened here, fire or whatever, it doesn't seem to matter. Interesting. So we dumpster diving. Neat. You never walk down that little hallway. Looks like it'd be a great place for a patio. Yes, I did take an Uber last night. There was freezing rain mornings. Right about the time that I was done work, it was about 10:30, 11. And I said, screw this, I'm just going to take an Uber. Here we are. This is Kew Gardens. See, I'm not lying. Kew Gardens. And today it's just damp. It's above zero, so that's great. Now, if you were in cottage country yesterday, you might have lost power. This is that kind of freezing rain that gets on the electrical wires and the trees, and stuff just starts falling apart. I saw a free concert here with Moist. Anybody remember Moist? Tal Bachman, who had that one song. Freezing rain. I couldn't, as far as I could tell, it didn't hit the city. All the buildings and all the warmth that comes from the city, we're often spared that kind of stuff. But, you know, North York, I don't know how Savannah was yesterday. And again, the reports of power outages in cottage country in Muskoka. Just had a little bit of storm there, yeah. Pardon me. And here's the Beaches Library. This is my library, where I get my library card. It is one of 2 or 3 Carnegie libraries that were built by that guy Carnegie of Carnegie Hall. voted for the provincial election. Okay, so there's nearly identical libraries with Witchwood and High Park. $50,000 Toronto Public Library from Carnegie Corporation of New York. Neat. People know there's stuff about libraries. Here, place across the street called Wild Oregano. When Robert Soberwall, West Coast Walker, came to town a few months ago, we went there for lunch. Delicious. And this is the block that I was talking about earlier. No business, no business, no business, no business, no business. So there's 7 storefronts and they're empty and have been empty for years. It's terrible. And at the end of it, I'm just going to jaywalk here. Safety jaywalking. Six-story, 60 residences, 33 cars, and 68 bikes. Anyway, their application sucked. City Council was pissed off with the developer for screwing that process up, so now it's kind of in limbo. Yeah, there's 7 storefronts here that just haven't been open for years and look terrible. Fortunately, they want to take down this. Shop here at this grocery store. It's tiny. It's wee. It's got fairly good selection. I mean, you go to Farm Boy, they have a vegetable section that's about 10 times this, but you like get my green onions and get those celery, my carrots, my onions. They have frozen stuff. Meat selection is very small. But Iceland has everything you need. Deli station. That took me, 30 seconds to walk around the store. Smoothie stuff. That's the only thing I've had today was smoothie stuff. Faith, how are you? You got it up? Give Muzzy a smoothie.
Okay, that's it. No, I don't. Come around. Okay, here. I'd rather take my card.
Yeah, so they want this. This will be history. And they give the green light. And the problem with that is this giant mural, which has been here for for a few years, and it's awesome. And I actually have to go across the street to give it justice. Yeah, so this awesome mural will be lost. They're going to tear it down. We're going to lose this. This is Lee Avenue. Yeah, so that food line will be gone. Replaced by, they say, a bigger grocery store. But, I mean, that'd be years that you can't buy food here. And here's my bank. What the hell's going on in my bank? Wow. Good thing I don't need money today. Serious reno going on there. Lots of dogs in this neighborhood, and this is one of several pet stores in the neighborhood. This is a good one. When I walk my sister's dog, she drags me to this store because they give her treats. This is a better place to buy groceries. It's cheap. Super cheap. So it's right across through the road to this bank. Isabella's used to be. Hopefully that thumbnail is not a fish. It's actually a double leg, Swiss Chalet double leg. But anyway, this is Isabella's, and Isabella's was at one point a restaurant open for brunch. Then they just decided to stick to mochi donuts. And there's the bus that goes right up to Main Station. One of the criticisms of the beach is that if you're here, it takes forever to get downtown because that 501 streetcar takes forever to get downtown. But this bus will get you to Main Station in 7 minutes if you're on the subway. And I'm starving, so it's a good thing that I'm actually close. Swiss Chalet. I will live stream while I'm having my double leg dinner. Hey, Plus Mickey, good to see you. I always recommend this place. I really like this place, Sabaki Hut. Just want chicken and pita quick. Delicious. Yeah, so that streetcar will take about 35-40 minutes to get downtown. And then it doesn't actually bring you to the TTC station because the latest subway to nowhere is being built and has interrupted the Queen Street, so they do a little diversion. You go left on Church, I believe right on Adelaide, and then right on York. But if you take that bus to 64, again, you're on the Danforth subway line in 7 minutes. Oh, I'm still going close to Lucky Hut. Navan. I like to buy beer, yeah. And busier on the street than I thought it would be. It's not a pleasant day. It's wet and muggy. These people are getting their drink on early. I used to be that person going out for beer and going out for smokes. Because nothing goes better with a beer than a smoke. I needed to quit smoking, so I needed to quit beer and quit going to places that sell beer just to get out of that habit. Because it's really easy to go out with friends to the pub and then they're going out for a smoke. And then I'm like, oh, can I have one? So I just really had to shut that down and change my life. And I don't judge. I still vape. Still vape to get rid of those cravings. And there we go, we can see this is the beach in the distance. Pizzaiolo. And the Hasty Market, oh, they close around midnight. Some of these Hasty Markets downtown are open 24 hours. And this mastermind's still going. The country went bankrupt, I believe. Swiss Chalet is a Canadian store. They're all over the place. When I was a kid, my dad came home with a brown paper bag filled with Swiss Chalet. That was good times. It's just rotisserie chicken. Delicious rotisserie chicken. One of Henry's favorites. In fact, I've had lunch with Henry here at the Swiss Chalet. And every time I go back, the manager says, "Where's your friend? Where's your friend?" Because he really liked the fact that Henry was live streaming from the restaurant. So we'll see if he's here today. And I tell you, politics have gotten into everything everywhere now. Everybody's so patriotic now. Everything Canadian. As if our friends to the south have suddenly turned into our enemies. I don't believe that at all. I love the people from the States, greatest people in the world. Who happen to elect a moron to run their country. That's why I've taken 4 years off of politics and news and late night comedy, because it's just the rabbit hole that I went down previous to this election just make me crazy. Pardon me. Henry is a great creator. I have a channel because of Henry. Well, to be fair, I always had a channel. I never did anything with it. Maybe I uploaded a couple videos 10 years ago that I forgot. But the first time I met Henry, he says to me, "When are you going live?" I'm like, "What?" I didn't even have an answer for him.
That like something is wrong, you're not just telling me.
And the greatest thing about Henry, he just builds people up. And every time I would go on his channel, he'd start building me up and getting people to drop links to my channel and get me up to 50 subscribers so I could go live. Yeah, so Henry's the reason I have a channel. I watched Johnny Strides for years before I even learned about Henry, but it wasn't Johnny Strides that inspired me to have a channel. It was really Henry. So I'm always grateful for that. And now I'm going to go into Swiss Chalet. Now, there is a better chain in Canada called St. Hubert. Also rotisserie chicken. I think the quality is better than Swiss Chalet. And I think that whatever company owns Swiss Chalet just bought St. Hubert. Which, the only St. Hubert I know of now, there was one in Toronto, near Lawrence and Bathurst-ish, somewhere up there. And last time I've had St. Hubert was when I was in Montreal. This is annoying. Here's a sign that says pull, but it doesn't open. Everywhere you go, there's renovations happening. Okay. Sorry, me wiping lens. Yeah, so I love Swiss Chalet. I love St. Hubert. And this is what we got. I'm going to throw the gimbal on, so it's going to get a little bit sketchy for a minute. Yeah, two can dine for like $20 on Tuesdays. Apologize. Just want to get my shit together. And finally done. Apologize for that. You know, I've heard Boston Market is similar to Swiss Chalet. The problem is I don't think anybody realized I'm actually sitting here, so I'm going to stand up so they can't miss me. So I'm going to order my food and I'll be back. All right, back at it. I have ordered food. Look outside. What side better? Coleslaw or smashed potatoes? It's the Baron of the Big Shows. So what have I ordered? It's very strange. So my friend, the manager, who was here every time I ever came here, would serve you. He'd kind of run the thing, and then he would serve this area. But I just went and got somebody's attention. I said, "Is anybody serving?" They're like, "No, we don't do that. We just do self-serve." So I had to go to the counter, order what I want, and then I guess they deliver it. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, I ordered my double leg, which is right there. 2 legs of our famous rotisserie chicken for $18.49. So I'm not getting the fries, I'm actually getting mashed potatoes. Because I love mashed potatoes. I'm Irish, so I mean, you can do anything with a potato and I'll eat it. Oh geez, yeah, okay, Maple Leafs are playing tonight. They can clinch a playoff spot. Cool, I'm just watching the CP24. Oh, I see it's coming my way. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. So I got a glass of water, I got a glass of wine, it's a Pinot Grigio, and because what the hell, it's 4 o'clock. I remember, so Saint Hubert, you would get a side of coleslaw. You don't get a side of coleslaw at Swiss Chalet. But you do get the sauce, Swiss Chalet sauce, and I'm going to get a side of Swiss Chalet gravy, which is delicious. And you know, it's not made by a chef. It comes out of a plastic bag, and they stir and they heat it up, and it's delicious. It's not fancy schmancy. You can actually glaze your chicken now. They've changed. You can get your rotisserie chicken, then glaze it with a honey garlic or a sweet Thai chili. I'm not doing either of those things, as I do enjoy it just the way it is. Stuff you can get here. The ribs are pretty good, half rack. Oh, there's a little bit of coleslaw. I guess get coleslaw with ribs. Oh yeah, mieux fût. John Barrientos and I went to the inner carriage. Oh, here it comes. Here comes dinner. Thank you very much. It looks great.
Enjoy.
Thank you. That was fast. So here we have mashed potato, gravy, butter, a heated bun, Swiss Chalet gravy, and Swiss Chalet sauce. You know what? Kids eat free here on Wednesdays. Yeah, it is real butter, but it's whipped butter, which means it's not a lot in there. They whip it, make it cheaper. They whip it and they add air to make the butter cheaper. If you ever had soft serve ice cream, same deal. They add air to make it cheaper. And Margaret Thatcher, former Prime Minister of England, wrote her dissertation on incorporating air into ice cream. Random fact. More butter into the mashed potatoes. Why not? There we go. Gravy. It is quite delicious. And the challenge at Swiss Chalet is to get the butter to melt in the bun before the bun gets cold. Oh, nice. Epic Nation, Epic Ninja in the chat. Just did his video on the 510 streetcar. Just Smitty, how are you? Oh, classic Swiss Chalet. Vasily is back. Welcome back, Vasily. So this place is just basically chock full of Uber drivers who are delivering Swiss Chalet. I believe Swiss Chalet they have their own drivers, but they're not saying no to Uber and DoorDash and all those other companies. Okay, here we go. I might have melted butter success with this bun. Quite delicious. And I see the days of put Max Scherzer on the 15-day disabled. The Blue Jays might suck this year. I believe they're playing right now. One thing I'm going to do fairly soon when the Blue Jays are back in town, well, they're in town right now, but when they come back after the road campaign, I will go to a game and get a combo ticket and tour. So for $40 you get a ticket, and they give you a tour of the newly renovated Sky Dome. And I think that would make great content. Swiss Chalet gravy. Yeah, plus this is kind of my dinner. I mean, I didn't have lunch. I had lots of plans to do things today, and my body just said, stay in bed, relax. And I kept on waking up, and it was later and later and later, and eventually it's like 1 p.m. Maybe I should start doing stuff, but I did have a smoothie earlier. I gave Muzzy some food about 9 in the morning, and I made myself a smoothie. But I didn't have lunch, and so this is kind of my lunch, kind of my dinner. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to film when I get that tour. I don't know how conducive the Sky Dome is for going live, or if they would let me go live there. But I'm going to bring my glasses to surreptitiously film when they say you can't film. If they say that, I'll bring the Pocket 3
just in case. But I think I'll walk around. My plan is to walk around there with a gimbal. And I've been to the newly renovated Sky Dome. It's called Rogers Center. And I've been to a couple baseball games. Last year I went with Henry Goes Around, Liam, Upstate New York Bob. That was the day after the Triple T meetup. And we had excellent tickets. Oops. Provided by Upstate New York Bob. It looks like a mess, but it makes sense in my mind what I'm doing here. Well, plus you'd love to see a Jays game. Well, you can. Now they have that $20 gets you in the building deal. $20, basically you wander around. You don't actually have a seat, but you wander around the area, the fun areas where people are drinking and watching the game from various locations. It's really fun. And $20, it's the best ticket in sports. Well, that's neat. Henry Goes Around is coming to Toronto with his wife. Very cool. This is very satisfying. John Barry answers, I'm not exactly sure what weekend the Triple T meetup is, but I know it's the same as Comic-Con. So just look up Comic-Con. And I did not attend the first Triple T meetup, and I was very sad that I didn't, because it turned out there was a fantastic time had by all. And Henry ended up with like an amazing race kind of finish at the end. Just Smitty is a hearty meal, for sure. Oh, Fan Expo. Thanks, Vasily. August 21st to 24th. So I always work Saturdays, but I'm going to book that Saturday off. So I can be part of the Triple T meetup. I went last year. It was a lot of fun. That's where I met Vasily. I think he went 6 hours. 6-hour live stream. Crazy, Vasily. Crazy. And I rode my bike, which is great because I work on my feet. So the less time I can be on my feet, the happier I am. And that's where I met Medano, Robert Sutherland, West Coast Walker. Yosha was there, Christine Rigo, Adam Hidden Jackpots and his girlfriend, I forget her name. She's lovely, a lot of fun. On Nikki's Experience, I met Brad Palmer, Aunt Marie Palmer. And hey, Madame, I see you around. Can you go into my channel and try to find the little video that I made for the Triple T meetup, of which Madano is an integral part of the interview? See if you can drop the link, if you wouldn't mind. It's about a 15-minute video that basically introduces people to everybody who showed up at the meetup. I am just about done. And this eating in front of people kind of thing I'm new at. My comfort level is increasing. Oh, delicious. And I am done. Now I'm going to get my shit together and head out back outside. And I'm already paid, so bear with me. Slowly getting my shit together. And we are off. I appreciate your patience. This is really annoying when I have to get my coat on and all that kind of jazz. J's 131, oh cool. And actually the Leafs won last night, 3-1. Yeah, John, you missed the meeting. Henry goes around. He's a nice man. Upstate New York Bob, also a great man. Yeah, it was my first time meeting a lot of those people. And the good thing I like about the walk tubing community that has developed is that assholes aren't allowed. Like, these are genuinely nice people. And on these streams, people are nice to each other, they're supportive of each other. Yeah, it was nice to see Toronto walk their St. Patrick's Day parade. It's a little misty out right now. It's not bothering me too much, but it is misty. I did bring an umbrella.
you have to use the umbrella because it's going to cover the lens. So I have this. This is called a Blunt umbrella. It's a company that I supported on Kickstarter years ago. They came up with the best umbrella ever made, in my opinion. And the reason I call them blunt is because all the ends are blunt, and it resists amazing amounts of wind. So anyway, in a storm, this fucking umbrella will never break. This is the mini version. Best mini umbrella ever made. Now I had a larger one, which of course I lost. I forgot on the TGC. Yeah, please go support our great friend Bob. The day that I met upstate New York Bob was actually 2 years ago. He came up for Comic-Con. And of course, you see people in the chat and you kind of have an idea what they're like and what they look like, and you're always wrong. Because, I mean, this online community thing, it's a lot of fantasy. You really don't know what people are all about. But upstate New York Bob is a genuinely nice man. And he was at the baseball game the day after the Triple T meetup. And I was there too, because my cousins were here from Nova Scotia and wanted to do a lot of things, and ended up going to the baseball game with them the same day that Henry was there with Liam and upstate New York Bob. And so I ended up, it stopped raining, so I ended up meeting them by the giant hot dog swings. And we're going to put this umbrella away, so I'm going to have to Great, here we are now. And here we are in the Beaches neighborhood. Nothing cheap in this neighborhood. These are mansions. Anyway, at the game, I was sitting with my cousins, and Bob had really good tickets, really close to the I think third base line, but I forget. Anyway, we're gonna go up these stairs because why the hell not? I added a command to my Nightbot. When someone types the command, Nightbot will drop a link to their channel. Mods can still promote channels that aren't watching, but it takes some of the work off. Okay, neat. Alex has that. When you show up in Alex from Thailand, Phuket Walk, when you say hello, Nightbot automatically drops a link and says hello. It's kind of neat. Anyway, at this baseball game, if you look at I guess they still call it a Jumbotron. If you look at the Jumbotron, it said, the Blue Jays welcome Toronto Tech and Transit on the Jumbo. And that was pretty cool. And that happened because upstate New York Bob made it happen. That was pretty cool. And how more Canadian can this get? We got a hockey net at the end of the street. I think that's awesome. Now, I'm not a tech guy. I don't even own a computer. because I have one in my hand and I have an iPod, and everything that I need to do in my life can be done on those things. And I believe Nightbot, you actually need a PC to make it work correctly. But I'm not a tech guy. But these youths that I hang out with show me stuff. And these youths are tech people. They're really good at this stuff. So I hope from us, most of us, I can learn a thing or two. These are homes, yeah. I'm in the beaches. This is a nice neighborhood. There is no crime in this neighborhood. Pardon me. Very nice. I feel coffee. Poor little kitty. Yeah, this I'm using the InstaFlow 360 in my hand right now. I love this gimbal. Some of the features include a telescopic stand, so it's got when you're behind a crowd and you're looking at somebody, you can make the gimbal about 3 feet taller, which I love. So this is what you have to do when you're building. So this is a massive change to this property. This is all the building permits that you gotta do. This is somebody who's doing it the right way. Here's Douglas Brown Lane. Yeah, the crane shots are awesome. Like, and literally, when you're at an event and there's everybody in front of you because they got there first, you just, you know, you make your gimbal go 3 feet higher, and suddenly there's no crowd in front of you. It's awesome. And it helps with stabilization. Well, there's a green pea at Apricot Lane. Green pea in Toronto, that means that you can park there. That's what it is. Green pea is a parking lot. I'm gonna walk to the water. We're gonna go to the beach. And we will go live as long as I can. Now here's a little market here. I talked earlier about that market that they're going to tear down to build stupid condos. And but there is this market. It's a little boutique-y, a little bougie, like organic-y. Where, you know, I buy a carton of milk. Here you get a fancy glass carton of milk that's organic. Twice the price. And I can't tell the difference. So there you have organic tomatoes that are twice the price of the tomatoes I find at Loblaws, and I can't tell the difference. It's all about the hype, people. Food is cheap unless you buy at places that sell it for too much money. Plus, is going to the beach later today. Plus, I think you live downtown. I'm not sure. I think that I got on the tail end of a Henry Toronto Tech and Transit stream. And maybe, did you meet up with him? I forget. I didn't see it. This is a really neat street. Look at all these awesome balconies for these houses. Hey Derek, how are you? Good to see you. I like your googly colored name and your emoji. I got my gimbal off of Amazon. Oh, hi kitty cat. We're gonna go say hello to the kitty cat. Hey kitty cat. Kitty cat doesn't seem too impressed with me. But yeah, I love these fucking balconies. They're great. I also got my Pocket 3 from Amazon. It's the Creators compilation, Creators Pack. My shoe is especially squeaky. As I talked about earlier, the election is happening. Here I am looking both ways. And this is the guy who's trying to get reelected. Oh, plus Mickey, I had no idea you live in Hawaii. That sounds amazing. Changing focus. Okay, here, great balconies. Look at that. Canadian geese up there. I miss Cynthia Sunflowers. Oh, I'm sorry, I did miss you. Cynthia, yes, I did have lunch dinner. I had double egg with mashed potatoes. It was quite delicious. I'm sorry you weren't there to watch me awkwardly eat it. And in the distance, you can see the water. That's Lake Ontario. Yeah, what happened to the Waikiki beaches 990 years ago? Like, there's nowhere in the city where you have this kind of architecture. It reminds me of San Francisco. And look at this little brick business that they've built here. Isn't that cool? Yeah, Cynthia, I was supposed to do a lot of things today, and then my body just said, stay in bed, don't do anything. And the only reason I got out of bed is because I saw Sapand was live and walking from Yorkville to Victoria Park. And I couldn't quite see exactly where he was. And Liam in the background was like, come on, meet us, come on, meet us. But I just didn't have time to get dressed and find transit to get up there to snipe them because they were too close to Vic Park. So I thought, well, what the hell? I'll go for Swiss Chalet. Nice property. Cynthia, I'm glad you're along for this walk as well. There's Queen Street. Yeah, the homes are great here. And there's no sketchy business. There's nobody. When you get kids breaking into homes looking for money and alcohol, that's about the worst kind of crime you're going to get around here. You're off the beaten path, so all the sketch that is downtown just doesn't get out here. So you're not going to get a dingus. There's no dingy in this area that I ever run into. Oh, that's not true. Robert, West Coast Walker, did run into somebody who was so famous that they didn't want to be on camera. So that's actually quite true. This is Hammersmith Avenue. Hammersmith and Hubbard. Yeah, the beaches is not close. You know, I'm not talking about Sudbury here. You don't need a car to get around. But the beaches is not downtown. Again, the streetcar takes about 35-40 minutes to get downtown. And unless you like looking at stuff that I'm showing you, I mean, this is really all the beaches is. It's just a quiet residential community. Yeah, my mom would say it's colder than the witch's tit here in the winter with the gales coming off the water. My mom had all kinds of neat sayings. So these apartment buildings actually have little bars on their windows. Here we are. This is the beach. This is the beaches. It is gorgeous in the summer. And I live west of here, near Kingston Road, where you have the largest outdoor volleyball court in Canada. It's very cool. And it's not very windy and not very cold. And the views that you get, if you're lucky enough to have one of these apartments, you never let that go. Chatty Cathy, good to see you. You know where I am. I'm looking green with envy at these apartment buildings that have awesome balconies facing the water. Like that's your view. And you're facing south, so you're not getting any sunlight in your face. This big old gnarly oak tree. Jesus. In another life, I was a lumberjack. I would do clear cutting in Muskoka for development. And you'd spend all day trying to get at something like that, a giant thing. That requires a very big saw. It takes inside the king of the beaches. Matt Ross just declared that I was king of the beaches one day. And here, I'll take what I can get.
He didn't really have to.
Now it looks like the art installations are gone. Yeah, every day should be beach day, right? Now you see these fences that are here. These fences denote the area where dogs are allowed to be off leash. So that's called a snow fence right there. That's a snow fence. So anything south of that, you can have your dog off leash. But there's dogs off leash that are nice puppies. Hi, puppy. Hello.
You want to say hi? Did she say hi?
Oh yeah. Hello.
This is hi?
Hello. Oh, what a cute puppy. Oh.
She loves people.
See you. That's right, Woodbine Beach. Well, I think we're more like Balmy Beach right now. Specifically, I think we're Balmy Beach. So that was an off-leash dog. Look at this crow is playing with this dog. Actually, I think that's a raven because it's so big. But that raven was literally playing with that dog. Japan and the King of North York in the chat again. How many lifeguard stations? This is 100 years old? Yeah. Simple clapboard structure with this roof looking out tower was designed by architecture of Chapman and Oxley Bishop, which also designed the Princess Gates and Sunnyside Bathing Pavilion. Huh, neat. Yeah, so anything south of that fire snow fence. Brad Palmer, good to see you. How are you? Anything south of that snow fence is off-leash area. And that's ironically right next to the dog park. So this is the largest dog park in Toronto. It goes on for many kilometers. This is a fenced-in area for dogs in the middle of a giant unleashed dog park. And it seems as though, tell me if I have to wipe the camera, because I mean I can see rain on my view. Now here, this is a dog park. This one's for the little dogs. And then to the right is a larger one for the larger dogs. And it's so big, you basically have a forest that you navigate through with your puppies that goes right down to the water. Hey, and Epic Ninja is back home. Did you get your phone figured out there? I'm thinking you didn't, because I sent you a text message. You guessed who I was, but you didn't know. So I'm guessing you're still using Papa's iPhone 12. It's a fine phone. And here is Q Beach. Q Beach, where I saw David Wilcox perform for free. If you Madonna would know who David Wilcox is, I'm sure. One of Canada's best guitarists ever. And this is the Q Beach Lawn Bowling Club. Oh, it's your sister's 12, okay. You get that fixed Thursday? Good. It's frustrating not to have your check. Do the Bearcat, David Wilcox. Laying Pipe, David Wilcox. Fantastic musician who lives in the beaches. Liam, how did you ever get locked out of your phone? Like, did you forget the passcode? Oh, here we are, Beaches and Cream. And they would like us to know that they're open. Neat. Oh, you forgot the passcode. Too many attempts at the passcode. Were you smoking the ganja? Was that what's going on there, Liam? Oh, this puppy's very interested in me. Hi, puppy. Oh, cute little puppy. You want to know what this is? This is patio furniture that's locked up in plastic. We're walking west. I'm going to go back on the boardwalk. There we go. And this is the big dog park. Fenced in dog park. Hopefully coyote free. My sister lives close to here, and on the way to work, she's a teacher, and she drives up towards Kingston Road, and there's a family of coyotes just kind of hanging out by the side of the road watching traffic go by. And you think, oh, that's neat, having nature so close to you, but you know, they eat your cat, they'll kill your dog. I ran into one the other night at Trillium Park. I was doing a little tour of the art installations, and I thought it was a dog coming towards me that was off leash, and it was a very large coyote who seemed completely uninterested in me and ducked into the bush. Big dog. It wasn't a dog, it was a coyote. And Lots of puppies in this neighborhood. Hi, puppy. Ah, it's a beautiful dog. Huge, beautiful dog. I'm just gonna wipe the lens. I apologize for a sec. There we go. It's just so misty here, I can't tell. Now here's the end of the dog park. But you see the dog park goes right down to the water. And they got Muskoka chairs in there to hang out with, sit on and relax, bring your newspaper, bring your dog, forget about life. Oh, looks like the art installations are still around. So maybe we're gonna take a look at some stuff. I did a tour of the installations before they were open, and I saw some people, carpenters, putting it all together. But the weather was terrible. It was awful. It was frigid. It was just before one of the many massive snowfalls that we had this year. And so the day before, or a couple days before it was officially going to open, I was down here. And then like 3 feet of snow just basically dropped. Oh, hey, Liam will be right back. Liam will be going live, to nobody's surprise, because Liam's always live. And check out Sapan's stream from earlier today from Yorkville to Victoria Park. Yeah, it's very relaxing. People pay for apps to have sounds like that on their phone so they can go to sleep. Yeah, right, say, Kathy? It's very misty down here. Hey, Plush. Hey, Plush. Pleasure to have you in the chat, watching me eat some Swiss Chalet. Yeah, if you like dogs, head down this way. There's dogs everywhere. And tell me if I have to wipe my camera. Oh, hi, puppy. Hello, puppy. Hi, buddy. The dogs don't get gimbal. So several dogs have really been alerted to my presence, not because of me, because of the gimbal. They're just not familiar with it. So like, who's that guy and what the hell's in his hands and what is going on here? It looks like somebody has built concentric circles out of stone. So let's take a look. Wow, this is a big project. So, I mean, that's old concrete. And lots of rock, and they built concentric circles in here. And I don't know why. That is a big project. It's a maze. This is what it is. It's a maze. Huh. Jesus. Well, that's pretty fucking cool. And we have now art installations. Slice of sun. For a moment we project our memories of summer when you Live in the City Dawn is mainly brought to you by a glimpse of orange light scattered from your neighbor's windows, switching from one side to the other. One wonders how many dreams can fit into the blinking of orange curtains. These are installations basically attached to these lifeguard posts. So it's a great idea. Every year they change. We are international. My gimbal, I just smashed my gimbal against one of those orange thingies, so my gimbal's a little bit drunky right now. It does not smell like pee. Sorry, Kathy, why would it smell like pee? Here's some sand dunes. Why wouldn't it smell like pee? I don't know. So sand dunes here, and right beyond that is an Olympic-sized swimming pool, right at the foot of Woodbine. Where Woodbine ends. I've never been up there. It's quite high above the street. I'm sure it would make for great content. I just don't like to swim. Our parents made me and my sisters do swimming lessons for years. But swimming lessons doesn't teach you how to love to swim. It teaches you how not to drown. Sound experience is commemorated. This acoustic shelter welcomes the user in contemplation space not only visually but audibly. Supported adjacent to the lifeguard tower on one side, buried beside another object called sound capture. The simple and minimalist shape is explicit and refers clearly to a sound amplifier object, horn, wind instruments, gramophone, etc. Neat. We'll go in there in a second. There's some people enjoying it. So this structure here allows people who couldn't otherwise get here because they're in a wheelchair and we're gonna go in. Hello. Oh, neat. Wow, the sound really drops here.
This is one of the beauty of this beach.
Yes?
Yeah.
Trying to fix my gimbal. It's a little bit wonky.
The साथ है ये देखो मैं बना कर दे तो वो वाले मतलब इधर खाना ही
I say hello, YouTube.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
We're live on YouTube.
Yeah, first, yeah.
Swimming Silverade Mubarak.
This is our Eid day.
Huh?
This is our Eid day.
Oh, is it? Okay. Sorry.
That's how we are enjoying.
Oh,
And
Blessing.
also, Mubarak you. Eid Mubarak.
nice. Blessings.
Okay, cool. Have a great day.
You too. Oh, it's their Eid day. I didn't know. Yeah, I did photobomb them, but they were there longer than they needed to be, so. I thought I would invite myself to the party. And in life, if you wave and say hello to people, they generally are happy to have you around. Pardon me. I quit smoking years ago, but I still kind of have like a smoker's cough. Bothers me. Can you come to the party? Yeah, Liam. Come to the party. Well, they're celebrating Eid, which I think is the end of Ramadan. Yeah, I don't have asthma. Okay, thanks, yeah. Thanks, Liam. It is the end of Ramadan. And here's this guy I think I saw eat some Swiss Chalet a little while ago with his grippy glove. Yeah, like, to be fair, I didn't know that the winter installations were still around, so I don't know when they go, Leo. It's close to where I live. These shoes that I have are awesome. They're waterproof. The brand is called On Cloud. They're a Swiss manufacturer. And you literally feel like you're walking on a cloud. But I will wash them when I get home. They're a little bit sandy. Boxy. Yeah, Liam, consider Wednesday. Sleepy. I generally have Wednesdays and Sundays off. Breaks up my week nicely. This one's called Parade. Celebration of those who live in the warm dawn of self-acceptance, comprised of 6 characters, each with their own unique color, shape, purpose, and identity. Together, this eclectic cast of follies proudly march together in an unstoppable procession. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not getting this one at all. So anyway, we have Boxy, Slippy, Sunny, Greeny, JD, and the Big Perp. When I was carpenters had to build in a snowstorm. When I'm done here, in the stream when I'm back where I started, I'm going to pop into the LCBO because a wine that I love has just been released. As I blow my nose, if there's any wine lovers out there, it is the Konsumen Gewürztraminer Select. I used to call it Konsumen Select Gewürztraminer. Gewürztraminer is a German name. Delicious, oily, layered, sweet. I love this wine. It's an Alsatian wine, which means Alsace is the area between Germany and France. Very mountainous area. It belongs to France, or it belongs to Germany, depending on which war is happening. Oh, okay. This is called Peak. Beep boop. University of Waterloo School of Architecture and Department of Architectural Engineering, blah blah blah, emerging from a soft organic landscape, are angular peaks that frame perspectives and form pathways, consisting of repeating structures of select shapes and sizes. Well, visually contrast the existing site and offers refuge from the cold winter environment. I don't feel a lot of refuge from this cold environment. I feel quite exposed. So I don't get this one. Alicia is in the house. Welcome, Alicia. If you don't know where I am at the beaches. Woodbine Park. Checking out the art installations after my Swiss Chalet lunch. I don't know what's going on here. Apologize for the wind, but I can't do nothing about that. Happy Sunday, everybody. Yeah, it's a good beach walk day. So the sign with the description of what this thing is missing. It probably just fell off. I don't imagine people are sabotaging the artwork here. Wow, geez, if you need some stone, we got you. No idea. No idea what they're trying to accomplish with that one. But unlike the other one, I do feel quite protected from the wind and the weather. Here I am wiping off my lens. And generally just wiping. Well, and Liam is live, because Liam's always live. Okay, we're gonna head back to civilization, which is that away. It's misty and foggy and I can't really see far. And I am south of the snow fences, which you can see in the distance, which means you got like half a kilometer of dog park where you can be off leash. But this is a massive off leash area. At least the wind, which has picked up a little bit, is at my back. I am at 10% battery. I started with about 80. And this is the volleyball court. Largest volleyball court in North America. All these poles that you see are all part of it. Thanks, Liam. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please do. And always give a like. Hit that button, helps the algorithm. And I'm going to go home and play with Muzzy. Muzzy is one of those cats that never tires of play. In fact, she'll come and get me when she wants to play. And when I arrive home, on the bed are all those little cat toys that she brings to the bed to inspire me to play with her. Cat Cafe, located at Spadina and Queen near the Horseshoe. Oh, I love a cat cafe. I've been to a cat cafe in Montreal. And you know what? Here's the thing about a cat cafe. Cats sleep 20 hours a day. So when you go to a cat cafe, odds are the cats are sleeping. But it's still cool to be in that kind of environment. Tiana, how are you? You are at the end of this live stream, so I appreciate that you are here. But we are ending because, not that I'm tired, but I am heading home, and we are now at 5% battery. So we're going to have to end this live stream whether I like it or not. I do have a battery pack in my pocket, but I'm not going to bother. Because this is basically where I started. So let's just end it here. We're going to go underneath this pavilion. one of the nice features of the beach. You've got these barbecues everywhere. They're pretty cool. And here's a Jugo juice, and I think there's a Timmy's there. Or there was a Timmy's there. Anyway, I forget. Thank you for hanging out. It's been awesome. A little bit of a journey. A tour of the beaches, a double leg with mashed potatoes at Swiss Chalet. And I'm home in the beaches. That's Woodbine Park, and that's where I live. And so I will end it. Thank you very much, Juanita Himajano and Ramprat, for being the first in the chat, hanging out. And I will see you in the ether.